Good morning, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Dr. Jake Tucker here at Good Life Family Chiropractic. For those of you that are watching live, welcome. And for those of you that are catching us on the flip side, watching via YouTube, we are doing these every single day. Make sure to catch every single topic in this series because we are making sure that you keep a healthy immune system through this COVID crisis. And so what that breaks down to is 5 major categories, and you can see those on the wall behind me. Starts with mindset number 1. I know everything's reversed because of the camera angle, but your mindset about this matters so much. There was a study done on patients receiving knee surgery. So you'd think knee surgery, black and white, either it works or it doesn't. Well, they actually did a placebo control, and what they did with this, and it was so perfectly designed, they actually opened people's knees up that weren't going to receive the surgery, showed them a video of a knee surgery going on while they were making noises with water and making it sound like they were doing the knee surgery, and then they sewed them back up, and afterwards, the group that received the actual knee surgery and the group that had the placebo knee surgery, they had the exact same recovery rates from the exact same knee problems. It's just incredible what mindset does. Number 2, we have to focus on the nervous system. It's the one system that governs all health. In fact, when we look at a study of patients, and this is done in Sweden a few years ago, but what they did is they actually took a look at their immune competence level following an adjustment. And what they found is that patients who received an adjustment had a 200% greater immune competence level than patients that were receiving adjustments. Number 3, that one's a little bit lower here on the list. That's nutrition. The intelligence inside of us is so incredible. We're able to reanimate and redesign ourselves. We have brand new cells, brand new tissues, brand new organs every 15 years at minimum. Your heart, every 5 to 10 years, lungs every 5 to 10 years, stomach lining every 3 days. When we look at our hair, skin, and nails, that happens so quickly, but we need the basic nutrients in our diet in order to do that. And so that's the highlight today. We're going to be highlighting probiotics in the microbiome, but just real quick, going through the rest of these. Number 4, right behind me, you can see that it's oxygen and exercise. Every cell in our body requires oxygen. When you don't get enough oxygen, that's when disease starts to flourish and thrive, and cells start to get sick and to die. And then the last one here is toxins. If you expose yourself to too many toxins, like I've been washing my hands too much, you wouldn't necessarily say that's a toxic exposure, but what does soap do? It actually breaks down fatty membranes around a cell that are designed to protect the cell. And in the case of my skin, that leads to cracked and bleeding hands because of all the hand washing. Now that's a mild example because that won't kill me. But if you expose yourself over and over and over to toxic chemicals, things like SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate, it's an engine degreaser. You can look at things like BPA, which we know are carcinogens. Glyphosate, has lost, the company Monsanto and Bayer, which now owns that, has lost billions of dollars just last year alone in lawsuits because of the intestinal cancers that's been shown to create. And so we want to make sure that we're taking all these things into account. But today's highlight is our probiotic supplement. So I sell these. We do a freeze-dried capsule that contains 50 billion particles. And so what you're looking at when you're looking at probiotics is not something that you take as a cure for anything. In fact, if you're taking it as a cure, you're doing it wrong. Because we know that it doesn't cure anything. However, as with all supplements, if you are deficient, if you're lacking basic building blocks in your digestive system, in your microbiome, in your gut, then it is physically impossible to regrow and regenerate and perform those functions that's needed. That's why when you have a deficiency in vitamin C or vitamin D, you can get some of these diseases that killed sailors in the 1800s and the 1900s because they weren't getting those basic nutritional requirements. Things like rickets and scurvy have gone away because now we know that you need certain levels of those vitamins. But in the last 100 years, we've done even more research, and what we found is that something like vitamin D, if you get high enough levels, your risk of cancer drops by as much as 77% for maintaining those high levels. We've found that even just in the last 3 years, that the FDA's recommendations on vitamin D3 are a factor of at least 10 times too low to maintain a healthy functioning immune system. But with probiotics, this research is so new. We just discovered the microbiome just a few years ago, that our immune system is made up of mostly these bacteria that we didn't even know were residing inside of ourselves when we had this mindset that was actually the virus or the bacteria that was creating sickness. All of a sudden we discovered all these good bacteria that were residing in our gut, and that they overwhelmed the count of bad bacteria astronomically. 90% of these bacteria or more were good bacteria in healthy individuals. In sick individuals, these bacteria, we saw too little of them. We saw the bad bacteria overwhelming the good bacteria. And so if we want to be healthy, we want to make sure that we have enough of the good bacteria. We also want to make sure that we're feeding it the right foods. And so what kills the good bacteria? Sugar, antibiotics, anything that causes stress will actually kill the good bacteria. But if you want healthy bacteria to thrive in your gut, you have to create a healthy environment for it. And that comes in to all of these 5 essentials here. To create a healthy environment allows good bacteria to thrive. And so keep all of these things in mind as you're striving to stay healthy through this crisis. But I definitely recommend taking a probiotic regularly and then cycling through it, especially anytime you're taking antibiotics. If you're currently on an antibiotic, then it's imperative that you're also on a high-quality probiotic. And I don't always recommend mine. In fact, once you finish a bottle of mine, I recommend you go to a different brand so that you're getting different strands and strains and different sources on these. If you can get them in your diet, great. Go get some unsweetened yogurt. Go get some kefir. Go get some kombucha. Go get some kimchi or some of these other foods that are naturally infused with probiotics. But I hope you guys have learned something today. We're going to be doing these videos every single weekday, every single day after shift. We're going to be bringing you some new knowledge, a new nugget on your immune system and keeping that health. Saturdays are supplement Saturdays. Join me on Monday evening for Mindset Mondays as we go through key elements in keeping a healthy mental state through this period of self-isolation, especially when we look at everything being all said and done, that the deaths from suicide and depression are going to overwhelm Corona. So stay healthy out there, stay safe, and God bless you all. Happy Easter, guys. Bye for now.